interviewing me more. Everybody knows I am the star of this show. That's what we say.
Welcome to Generation Artax. I'm Terri. I'm the oldest. And I watched almost all of Flashdance last night for the first time and stopped 20 minutes for the ending because got distracted and then went to bed. And I got to watch the rest of the end of it. The most important part.
God.
Like from the 80s?
Yeah, I'd never seen it.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh my God, I have never seen it. And it's
What?
It's a shame, I feel.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
what year was it? It was like
1982.
82 or something like that.
It's old, but wow.
It's a
pretty
weird
fun.
one for us all to have missed.
I know
Well-
it is kind of weird, especially since I love to dance, you know?
Yeah.
And her whole thing is she wasn't a classically trained dancer. And so she feels like she goes to enroll in the dance school and there's all these like prima ballerinas and she's like, forget it.
Mm.
Anyway,
What's
so
it called again?
that's what I did. Flashdance.
Movie?
Jennifer
It's a
Beal.
movie.
Jennifer Beal.
movie.
Yes. Very popular. Maniac. She's a maniac. That came
Yeah, oh
from
yeah.
that
I
movie.
know that. I think I feel like I have seen, I've definitely seen scenes of it. I've seen the famous scene with the water and the chair.
But that was
Yeah,
a video.
That doesn't
too.
mean you've seen it. That's part of
Yeah.
our
I thought I'd
culture.
seen it too because I saw the video and MTV, which had also just come out.
But I remember her and the cut off gray
Yeah.
sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Such
Well, it was
a
everywhere. Her image was everywhere. but
quintessential. Yeah, the
It's
images are
problematic. Let's just say it's problematic when you see the
Well,
plot.
As all
of
good
it is
80s movies are.
so bad. Yes. Anyway.
All
so
right,
that's me.
I'm Kim, and you know what? I used to get a pedicure like once a year, like me, just in the beginning of the summer, and I've graduated to just doing them myself, and I did. And if I could show you my toes now, I would. They're beautiful. They're bright blue.
Mine are blue.
What?
Mine are blue.
Oh, mine
But
are
I
like
do it myself.
I said bright, but I didn't mean bright. I mean light blue. They're like robin egg blue. I did
Hmm.
them myself, and I wore my Birks today and exposed my toes to the air, and it felt real good.
And you're the middle child.
That's true.
You didn't mention it.
I want to know what like kind of pedicure you're doing though. Like you're just painting them or are you digging
Correct.
in there and getting things out
Oh,
of your
yeah.
toes?
No, she's not
clipping
doing
your-
cuticles and the whole thing.
No.
Okay, that's gross.
Painting
then.
them. That's all you need.
No. Feet need maintenance. I have also not gone since we went to Turks.
I have great
and
feet.
I usually go once a month. For a year I haven't. And I did it myself because you know what I got? A callus remover. It's like cordless and you buzz off the top layer of skin. Amazing. So I really
Okay.
get in there and do it myself. Anyway, Laura, you're up.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lori. I'm the youngest. And I have recently, I'm 20 years late to this game, but I've recently been obsessing over Judge Judy.
Random. You are
That is
such an
really
old
weird.
lady.
You're an old lady.
Your TV habits are really decades ahead of your age, I always think.
Decades ahead of my age. Why?
Why?
There have been a
Did
couple
you
other
watch his
things.
Friends?
No,
Yeah, because I like
no.
sitcoms. Yeah, then what? Give me one other
Yeah, maybe
reason.
sitcoms, maybe a lot of sitcoms, and I don't know. I can't. Nothing, of course, is coming to mind right now. But a couple
First of all, a
times
lot
I've
of
been
people like rereruns.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Yeah.
watch them. That's not that
Nope.
weird.
I don't have a problem with reruns. It's Friends and those. Like I don't know what it is, and next time you do something, I'll speak up.
Okay.
Okay, so what about it? You're obsessed with Judge Judy, but
Oh
you're
my God,
binging
I'm
it?
obsessed. I thought I wouldn't. I don't know what it like showed up in my feed one day, right? And then I paid attention and I watched it, and then it kept showing up more. And then I was like, no, I need to see the whole thing, not just these clips. And so now I'm into watching them on YouTube. First of all, it's like an endless amount. She was on TV all year, not just seasons. It was
Right.
every day, Monday to Friday, for over 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's like saying I
is-
really want to get into Law and Order and all of the offshoots.
No, it's like
like-
saying, I want to get into Days of Our Lives. I'll just start from the beginning.
No, that was good in the 80s.
That was
Oh,
just like
so good.
watching this woman at her full-time job for 20 years.
Watching her a full-time job. Okay, so here's why I love it so much and why I cannot get enough of it. And it's funny now because Evie, this is like something you guys would never do. I sit there, I watch it on YouTube so that you can do other things on your phone at the same time because it will shrink up.
Yeah.
And then play my Twisted Tangle game.
Oh my
We're
God.
just they're listening to court cases and playing Twisted Tangle. And Evie's like, "Oh, I knew you were going to do that." She sits next to me, but she like listens and then she like comments on the cases and stuff.
She does?
Well, it's like knitting
'Cause we sit
when you
next to
play
each other.
that Twisted Tangle game. But also,
You're like
did
a
you-
knitter.
Did you
like a knitter.
hear Judge Judy on Amy Poehler's podcast? Because that was a great interview.
No.
Oh my God.
I'm so excited.
Yes,
No.
it was really good. I'm like, I do love her, of course.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I did not know that existed. How did I miss that? When
They're
was
like
that?
friends. They're friends. It was a while ago. It was in the beginning.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I love it because she's so to the point, and when people are being confusing or using a whole lot of extra words, she just fucking nips that shit, and she can do it because she's allowed, because it's her courtroom, right?
Right.
So she can
It's
shush
you.
people.
It's
I
your
can't shush
fantasy.
people in the world. I can't be on a work call and someone saying something that doesn't make any sense and me just go shh.
Yeah.
You
I
want
would
to.
love to be
She's
able to
saying
do that.
everything you would say.
She shushes?
Yes, because she'll just ask someone a yes or no question. They'll be like, "Well, 3 years ago," and she'll be like, "Stop." She's like, "I asked you a simple question. It's a yes or no question," and then she'll be like, "Yes or no." It's like that scene in My Cousin Vinny. It's
Yes.
like, you say anything other than guilty or not guilty, I will hold you in contempt. I think that every time. And when
Oh my
people
God.
interrupt her, and I'm like, "Are you crazy? What are you doing?"
Why would you
Then
do
I
that?
also discovered the art of her learning if someone's lying. It's so awesome because they submit these things that she reads and memorizes word for word, right? And then she's like, "Tell me your side of the story." And she's looking for them to conflict with what they submitted.
Mhm.
And for some reason, all these people, they're all on the show and they've all watched the show. So how the fuck they keep interrupting her or not knowing what she's doing is beyond me, but they're probably not paying attention to the degree I am. I'm like trying to
Right,
understand
right.
her
Yeah.
method.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating. So someone will be like, "They're lying." And then she gets so mad when they interrupt, because I'm also like, dude, like, let them talk, because if they are lying, she'll
Right.
probably figure
She'll
it
catch
out.
it. She'll
And you're
catch it.
fucking yourself over by interrupting them, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
it pisses her off too. And how she feels about you. Anyway, so there's just so much satisfaction in watching it. And then I just also feel like I'm just learning a lot about
You're learning a lot about
well,
there's
just
also-
contracts and
Oh, you
and
are?
like, well, it's just about, what's allowed, what's not allowed. There's a lot of obvious stuff, like the fact that people come to court unprepared and they'll be like, "I paid for this," and be like, "Great, show me proof of that." And they're like, "I didn't bring anything." And she's like, "What did you think this was? It's your court date. Why do you think you're here?" Like,
Yeah. Oh, Lori, you are going to
um,
get a law degree on this. You're going to go in
No.
so deep.
Oh my God. I really
I
wish
get
you're
so
gonna, I
deep.
feel like it's you are, because you're really good at this stuff and you've been drawn to it, and it is
well, it's
your
very
brain.
literal.
It's very
It's
literal.
literal.
That's
It's
right.
rules. And
It's rules.
it must follow scratch an itch in your brain.
It does, because I sit in so many meetings where I'm like, is it me? I just don't understand what I feel like. No
You
one's
wish you could just
saying
stop
anything.
them and be like,
Which
"Stop.
I'm
What are
in
you
a
saying?"
position now where, depending on my role, and why I'm there, I can, because I have stopped meetings and I was like, "Can we stop? I'm not following at all. Can I repeat back what I think everyone's saying, and can you tell me?"
Yeah.
And then usually when I do that, someone's like, "Yeah, that's what I'm saying." Someone else was like, "Oh, that's what you're saying? That's not what I thought you were
Right.
saying."
You shine a light on
Mhm.
everyone.
Yeah.
Just nods, and then they go back and they do things wrong, and
Or I
they
think
conflict,
they
and they're
think
like,
they
"That's what
know.
he said." They
Or
think
I
they
can
know.
tell when two people are talking and they're saying different things and they don't even know it.
I
They
know.
think they're communicating. And I'll be looking at them being like, "You think they're saying something different. I
Right.
know it. I know you
Right.
are." And then I'll
You're-
clarify
yeah.
and I'm right. Like,
I was just going to say,
every time.
you're
What?
a real clarity queen.
You're
I'm
clarity
clarity
queen. And I feel
queen.
like Judge Judy is rule porn for
Oh.
you.
Rule porn.
It's rule porn. Totally rule porn. And then she just gets right down to it, and she stops people when they're rambling, and I fucking love it.
And she's so
succinct.
good at it, and she's been doing
She's
it
so good at it.
forever.
Forever.
She's succinct and accurate, and she outsmarts everyone, and she's disgusted by everyone's inability to just keep up, basically.
Yes.
Yes,
For Lori's
she is.
situation.
But
that
she's
worked.
kind too.
She's
So
not
it's
a
like
dick.
she has a softness to her, which is she has to, because otherwise she wouldn't be as appealing.
Mhm.
But yeah,
But
I
it's
see
funny
why.
when you see her in a bad mood too, because she'll be like, "You need to get to the point. It's right before lunch."
Yeah.
you know, or
Yeah.
she's like, it's the end of the day.
Well, they
I'm
say
over
you do
this.
not
Like,
want that.
get to the point.
You do
Oh,
not
you
want
are
that.
going to love that interview with Amy Poehler because they're friends.
Oh my
You're
God,
going
I'm
to
so
love
excited.
it. Oh my God, I'm so
Lori, but
excited
in
for
your
you.
situation with corporate,
Mhm.
what you're seeing is something that is like, I don't know how people ever understand anything if you're not in the room pointing out where they just missed each other, because I feel like they're hitting balls past each other. Then they go back to their desk and they go, no, he said this. No, he didn't. Yeah, he did. And then the decisions are made. Then there's discrepancy and disappointment and resentment. It could have been all cleared up at the very beginning. It's
Right.
like you're like a professional mediator. People are
But
just
yeah,
bad. We're bad at communicating. It's ironic.
a lot of people are bad at communicating for sure.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a professional communicator. I'm bad at communicating. So you know everyone's bad.
You're not bad at communicating. That's a weird thing that you
Yeah.
would
Why
say.
would you say that you're bad at communicating?
That's so not true.
I have seen evidence, receipts of how I miscommunicate, don't remember saying yes to things. I don't remember agreeing or repeating things. And not even that.
That's not poor communication.
No.
No, but it is. But other times I
No, it's
have
not.
like left open loops and things. And I think on some level, I know I'm not doing it because it's a problem with committing to an answer. Like I once years ago went on a date. I had met a man. Okay. I was dating men online. I was like, okay, we're good. And it was like, we were meeting up at a bar. He was coming into the city. I was like, okay, well, it's this time at this bar. And I went and I was sitting there. And I was like, all of a sudden I go, oh my God, I have this feeling this is not happening. I can't tell you how many times that's happened. Sometimes I was being catfished, but other times, this one time I remember being like, wait. And I looked at the text and I go, are you on your way here? He goes, you never totally I didn't know this was really happening. And I look back and I could see how I didn't close the loop. So look, I'm someone who leaves my cabinets open, my drawers open. I make myself nuts with it. I don't close some loops and it's like a problem.
That's actually funny because the other day Joe left the cabinet doors open. I'm like, hey, Terri, what are you doing? Like in the
Really?
kitchen. Oh my God, because we've talked about it so many times because she's done it in my house. And you look
Oh,
over and
wow.
you're like, oh my God, the cabinets are wide open. Like she'll take a plate and then just tap it, but not close it. And they're just open. They're all yawning open. And it's like,
Oh.
Terri, you left all the cabinets open. So
All
that
my
is a
drawers are
really,
I'm like checking mine right now.
that is a very interesting physical manifestation of
Yes.
your,
And I
but
don't
it's
like
an
it.
emotional, it's based in emotions, not in lack of communication skills, in my
But I'm
opinion.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I'm
wouldn't say
still-
you're not a poor communicator, but it's more of a classic ADHD thing where you meant to do it, you just didn't do it. It wasn't like you
Yeah.
are a poor communicator. You just thought you said so. I mean, it happened to me today. I was sitting, I checked my friend's calendar, saw the time that we were both available. I booked a meeting. And then I was 10 minutes before the meeting, I wrote to them on Teams and I said, hey, I'm just grabbing Starbucks real fast. I should be back by 10:30. And then I got back. I'm sitting there. It's 10:30, 10:32, 10:33. I was like, this is not like them for them to not tell me why they're not joining the meeting. They jump. And then I look and I never invited them to the meeting. I was like, did you think it was really weird when I told you I was going to Starbucks?
You never invited this person
like,
to the meeting.
And I was like, that's because I thought we had a 10:30 meeting, but I
That's
forgot to
insane.
invite you.
We have
to
a
it.
fiction. It's a fiction. It's an idea of things. Did you ever be mad
Right.
at someone they didn't respond? You didn't send the text. Like it's
No,
we're
I have
on
not
like
had
a-
that. Actually.
No, we're having
Never
like
actually
a
had that.
spider web. It's just like a hair thin line between what intention and action. And just to your
Oh,
point,
which is an ADHD thing, intention and action, and the difference between them.
But Terri has the ability to compartmentalize tasks when she doesn't want to face them or do them or really think about them or prioritize them. Like
Right.
she can leave texts
Corey
unread.
does the same thing. He can
Okay.
also do that.
anyone can
Maybe
do
you
that.
should
Get diagnosed.
Anyone
I can't do
can
that.
do it. They just don't do it. To me, it's kind of the opposite of a compulsion for me because I don't feel like have to compulsively like open something that was sent to me. I look at it and I go, I'll look at it later. And maybe it's because it's an uncomfortable thing, but sometimes I don't want the mental or emotional load of what another person wants to say to me. And so I have so many unread, unopened, unanswered, and unopened emails. And you know what? It's not great. I know it's a bad habit. I've missed opportunities. I've missed things.
Oh my God.
I've
My
absolutely
entire
had.
Gmail that I've had for 1,000 years, I have 15 unopened right now.
Let me look
I
right now.
open
no.
I open everything, and then if I don't want to deal with it, I put it in my calendar for a time to deal with it. Call this person.
Every even spam and stuff or
I
promotional
open it and
emails?
blip, 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 just delete, delete, delete. I look at them and I see how many, if there's any real emails. And then if
So
I
show
know
me,
there's not,
you have 15 right now? Look right now. Terry, how
I'm
many do you
sorry.
have right now?
Right now, yeah, I have 20.
Let's
No,
compare.
I have 24. I look at all of my unopened emails, and if there are no real ones, I go through and just delete, delete,
All the
delete,
junk?
all the junk, like 20
All
at a
the
time
junk?
or whatever.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
There's so many
Terry.
junky ones that sneak in.
Nope.
If I open my phone and look at my notification bubble that tells you how many, I have 11,779.
I could never. My texts, 0, always 0.
Oh my
I
God.
can have no.
I have no notification for how many texts I have. So it just
Actually,
goes
turn that
our
off.
Generation Artax, our Trispicio sisters Gmail account, I go
Mhm.
through and delete the spam in there.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I've kept that nice and clean for us.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Gonna count all of them?
6. No, I have
What are you
6
counting?
emails, Gmails.
You have
That-
6 email accounts?
Account?
No, I have more than 6 Gmail accounts. I just only have
Accounts.
6 on my phone because it won't let me have
Oh
more.
my
So
God.
I have to open up Safari to open the others because
Wait,
it limits
what?
you by browser and by app. And then, but between these 6 or among these 6,
Yep.
I have 55,634.
Why do you have 6?
Wow, that's what my
I
bubble.
can't.
Oh my God, I know.
cannot. Look at those numbers. Oh my God.
I had over 100,000, but I think at the time my operations manager was in there like moving and deleting things for me.
I
I
have
really
my
hate it.
original Gmail address that I got back when you had to be invited.
Yep.
get Gmail.
Yes.
I
Oh
have that
my
one.
God.
And that one is also the one that keeps getting signed up by other people.
Yep.
Other
Okay.
people keep
Yep.
using it. Yeah. And stuff like that. Then I have, our podcast one. I had one I created after a breakup in fear that the other ones were compromised. I had one.
Okay. So there's none that you need to check regularly, just the one.
No, I need to check them all regularly because then I have the one I've been using for so long that there's so much spam in it. So then I created one that was cleaner for job applications.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God.
But then at one point, the one main one, the one you guys use, the one I always used, it got broken into or something and I lost it for a couple weeks. So then I had to create another one and then I had to use that one for a while and then I regained my other one back.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That's a nightmare.
That's stressful.
So but it doesn't matter that I have so many of them because they all show up together.
They all show up together
on my
Yeah, no, I
phone,
get
You,
that.
you merge them. Yeah.
They're all merged.
just-
But if I open it up online, like on my computer, forget it. I have to know which one to go to.
I like
know?
I like to have under 10. I have a few things I need to deal with and then I can delete them, or move them to folders. I have a million Gmail folders.
Oh no.
Oh, I can't. I hate all the admin. From a physical, we were talking about the physical manifestation. I just looked over and I was like, do I have anything open right now? I have my console. When you walk in, the top drawers open a little and the one underneath it's open just a little bit less.
All my drawers are like that.
My linen closet door is open. The
Oh my God.
drawers in my bureau, this monstrosity of a bureau I have, they can't even shut.
Yeah.
And I hate that. And I don't like it. In
Yeah.
the kitchen, the drawers are open, cabinets are open, and I have a very tiny kitchen. It always looks like my drawers have underbites. It's always like they're just like all kind of like in the middle of saying something. And I'm just like, oh, and I will try a thing. I go, I'm going to clean out this closet. I take out a bunch of boxes, I put them on the floor, and I go, okay, nope. And I walk away and I'll step over.
Oh,
it for
that's a very
hours.
You have
I'll
to be
step over
very
it for
committed to
hours.
that because
I know, but
you have to commit to a worse mess.
Oh no, I know, but I just stop in the middle and I walk away.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, I am not a super anal person. I have like some clutter and stuff, but generally speaking, from what you can see, it's really
You
I
don't
hate
really
it.
have clutter.
Yeah,
Like
no, not like that.
For the listeners, if you're at Kim's house and you're sitting around her kitchen island, she'll look at
There's
you and be
nothing.
like, notice how long it's been since you've touched your cup. And you'd be like, are you done with that? Are you done with that? And then she'll grab it and, like, rinse it and immediately put it in the dishwasher. Like,
But I feel
the surfaces are
like
always exactly the same, clear.
Yeah, it makes me feel calm. I love when I
I
come
get it.
downstairs in the morning and I'm like, oh, it's so nice. And even Mason
Yes.
Ken, since they were little, I'm like, every time you leave the kitchen, it should look like no one was ever here. And they're really good about it. And when Mason comes home from school, he's really good about emptying the dishwasher. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll be like, oh my God, because he puts my coffee mugs in a weird place. So that's how I know he did it. Anyway.
I have like a
Yeah,
Doom
not
box.
there.
Lori said she has these boxes. I have a bunch of plastic boxes. And I said, should I just put stuff in that? Like just, I have this fantasy of just going like this and sweeping everything into a, like I have fantasies about getting rid of stuff. I have a fantasy about this closet, which also is not shut, and it's bursting with stuff. And I'm like, I feel like I just did all this. And they have a stack of books here that's teetering. It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Like, and I hate it. I look at it all and I hate it, and then I hate myself.
Yeah. See, this is what I like to avoid. That it's an energy drain.
It's so draining.
Space.
It makes me so mad. I don't know what to do about it. But Allie said, I think maybe you have ADHD. I was like, no, I don't. I was like, everyone has it. It's not me. I can work on stuff and focus and read and write things. Some people
That's
are
not
just
what that means.
What?
Well, Lori was tested
not what that
and
means.
does not have it. Lori was recently tested, doesn't have it. I don't have any symptoms of it, so I don't know.
I have qualities that fit both the autism spectrum and ADHD. I just don't officially qualify because there are certain gradings you need to have across the board.
Okay,
you
but
know?
still. Okay, but you didn't qualify.
I did not qualify.
Maybe Terri does. Maybe Terri actually does.
No.
Terri, you might actually. It's very possible. I don't know why you wouldn't think that's possible, because of course it's possible. And what was I going to say about it? Oh, the ability to focus. Whoops, that was not on purpose. You hyper fixate on, or you can hyper focus as well. It's just very possible. I have to go through my report to see like what things really popped me out of the ADHD official focus thing. And I think it was how I was able to pull back to a task. It had you doing a task and then there'd be a distraction and then you had to keep doing the task, and then there'd be like an audible distraction and a visual distraction, and they would keep bringing them in there. And every time something popped up, you had to hit a button. And so you had to do that while you kept getting distracted. And I think I scored really high on that. And they're like, yeah, no.
Hey, it's Terri from Generation Artax. And listen, I love a good story. Who doesn't? If you didn't, you wouldn't bother with books, TV, movies, or even podcasts. We love listening to stories, but there's also something really powerful about writing your own. You may see yourself as a reader or a listener, and maybe you wouldn't dare call yourself a writer. But here's the truth. If you can read, you can write. If there's something you would love to write, share, or get out there, there is no better or safer place to do it than this little program I run called the New Rules Studio, or Studio for short. It's a live, virtual, real-time writing space led by certified instructors where you get to explore your own ideas, your own creativity, memories, stories without judgment or criticism.
La 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 la.
Friends of mine who have ADHD, it has become almost their whole job and their whole personality. There's so many people I know who are ADHD coaches and ADHD writing coaches and ADHD, and they all have a whole thing about it. And I was like, oh, that's not my thing. But I also said, oh, that's not my thing about being gay as well. So then I'm like, what if I have to come out now as ADHD?
Right.
It's true.
There's no end. Self-discovery. There's no end ever.
But I don't know what it would help. Like, I don't know.
Nothing.
You know what? I think well, a couple of things. One, the reason I was excited to go for it, and part of the reason I wanted the diagnosis is because I felt like it would have explained so many problems I had where typically, and this is anyone who actually does get diagnosed, like say Gordy, they went, many years of their life just being told that it was just them. Like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you do this? Why do I stop from all these things? And and the thing is that they say it's disorder of intention. It's that you have an intention to do something and then you can't necessarily fulfill it. It becomes particularly challenging. And they actually studied that you can experience that people with ADHD who have unpreferred tasks can experience almost like a physical pain in trying to complete them, where it's like, oh, we all know we need to pay our bills. We all need to be, we need to fill out this form. It fucking sucks, but you have to do it. And it's fine. And then for some people, it's like they will resist doing it no matter what the consequences are because they just can't bring themselves to do it. It almost pains them.
Right. Well, I don't think put it this way. If I got a diagnosis, if I was able to go get tested and a diagnosis, then you could say, oh, well, then that's interesting. That's why I do those things. I can still say that's why I do those things. I'm not laboring under the curse of I'm always been a bad person. My whole life, people have been telling me I'm distracted. That's not been my story at all.
Right.
So I don't know how it would help, except that I hear pieces of it and I go, oh yeah, I have that. But then I'm like, we're humans in a crazy world of distraction that none of us were evolved to deal with. Right. And so I feel like we're just all being human, maybe. I don't know.
I just think the whole spectrum of all of us are moved where, we're all distracted. Yeah, we're all shifted equally, right? So then the more distracted are even more distracted. But my report also showed me very specifically, here are the areas where where this is making it harder than it needs to be, like not categorizing grouping of things together. And they're like, look at tasks more like that. Like you'll randomly pick, I need to do this, I need to do that. They're like, group them first, focus on that. It gave you tips
to organize your brain.
To help organize your brain, or to be conscious of the fact that, wait, the way I'm approaching this task could be approached
You're making
better.
It too hard.
So one time I experimented, because how I would typically clean was I would, pick up this plate that should already be put away that Kim would die, right? And I would walk over and put it in the dishwasher, but then right next to the dishwasher is something else. And then I would grab that and move it, and you never like focus on one area or thing. And so one day, it was a lot of work, but it became a fun game for me. And it was so helpful. I took out a notebook and I looked around. I go, where are all the clutter? What's all the mess that needs to be What needs to be done? What do we do? And I wrote out like boxes on table, put it to the spot it's supposed to be. Put these tax forms that are still out of Dad's and like put them in this file, whatever. And then I would give a time domain, being like, this should only take like 30 seconds. This should take 3 minutes because I have to collect all the things. I have to make the thing and I have to put it in right. And I made a huge list. And then I looked at the time of when I started and I said, okay, so based on this, I should be at this point by this time, this point at that time. And then I was like, all right, go. And I started doing the activities exactly in order. If I saw something else, like, oh, there's a cup over there, I was like, ignore the cup. It's not on the list.
You have to stop.
Right. I have time allocated for the cup later. And so I just kept going down the list. And then I was checking, like, where am I on time? And it was like dead on. And then I was like, yeah, I'm so good at this. So then I was like, boom, boom, boom. I crossed off everything. I got to exactly where I was and things got done exactly the way I wanted to. Yeah. It was, or you could just stay on top of shit so you don't have to play that entire fucking game, which is also something I'm working on. But
well, that is hard. But there was one other thing. Wait, hang on a second.
Especially with kids. You distracted?
Happens all the time. But I don't know if that's like a menopause thing or if sometimes I'll stop when I'm talking to my friends and they get a kick out of it. I'll go, wait, what were you saying? I'll be in the middle of telling something. I'll be like, what was I saying? What was I saying?
Because what you mean is, what was I thinking? Like you were going to say something next and you can't remember, but you've always done that. Wait, what were we saying? Always? And we're like, we weren't saying anything. You were saying something in your mind.
I was saying something in my mind. One of the things about ADHD is like one of the big things, right? Organizing your thoughts and being, I'm sure listeners have a lot of opinions at this. I'm probably saying everything wrong. Station and lists. I will say, I'm going to create a packing list so I never have to try to figure it out again. Hello, this is why packing lists exist. I have it and I will go to pack and I won't open it. I won't open the list. And I'm like, I don't want to look at the list. I don't want to look at the list. And I was like, I don't need a list. And I like to go through and think about what I need from an experiential. Like, let's start with the head. When I look at the list doesn't match what the list is by category.
In the order that you like to think.
I know, but it's just weird. It's not how I think. So there's two reasons for that. One is I don't understand a list. I look at a list, I go, I don't know. Yeah. And once I went, yep. And I didn't have all those things. I just wanted to be done with the list. So I hate lists. I hate forms. Like Lori, I hate forms. But the other thing is I'll find that I don't trust past me, and I only trust present me. So whatever I made before, I go, that's probably wrong. And so I will find that I'll rewrite emails, redo
it was wrong because
projects.
she checked off a whole bunch of shit she didn't even pack.
Well, that was laziness because I just didn't want to go step. First, it felt tedious to me. And I feel like packing is a creative act. What am I going to wear? What will I bring? Like, I like to come up with it from scratch.
It's not a
But
creative act.
It's not. But a big problem is I don't trust me before. So that means any systems I create for tracking or I create them and then I don't follow them because I don't want to do what I don't want to be under the tyranny of the past self. What
my God.
old me said to do.
There's a lot of fighting, a lot of war, a lot of enemies.
In her brain.
Yes.
You know what? This is so weird because I was just telling Kenzie on Saturday how much I love and appreciate past me, because Joe and I went to walk around Boston on Friday and we got there and I realized I had a bunch of stuff I wanted on my person, because usually it's just my car is my bag. And I had a couple bags in the back seat. So I grabbed one, and I have my period for the first time in 6 months this weekend. Hashtag perimenopause. And so I had a pad on and I was like, oh, I really should have brought another pad. I opened this bag that I haven't used in months, a little pad in there. Like, thank you. I trust her. She always has my back.
I get it. I even should trust past me because I'll go to do a thing and go, well, where would I put it? And then I go, oh, there it is. I've written even creative writing. I go, oh, you know what? I should do a scene about this. I'll write it. I'll find an old one where I wrote the same thing. I don't remember doing it. So I always think, no, it'd be better if I do it now fresh. So I don't go back and get copies of things. I always do everything from scratch because I don't think that before I didn't know as much. And now I know more. It'll be better now.
Yeah, you don't trust yourself.
That's
a whole other deep dive thing that could happen. Okay, so my journal, I'm going to go to October 21st of 1990. So this is the very beginning of my freshman year of high school. I'm in a brand new high school, all girls. And the summer prior, I was on again, off again, dating this guy, Keith R. And so as school started, he was younger than me. He was in 8th grade still. But we were kind of off again, and I didn't know why. And this is what's so funny to me, because 9th grade, this is it. It's so amusing, obviously, to like read my words because I'm so self-assured. And I don't know why I am in 9th grade. But anyway, first of all, I said, I just kind of wish I was still talking to Keith, but I'll always remember what I read in 17 magazine once. Quote, this is so profound. Relationships end, but you should look forward to the next one. There will be many others.
Wow. That's like not even trying to sound remotely wise.
It's so dumb. And I wrote it down. Okay.
Quoted. Block
quoted that. I know.
Wow.
So, okay, so now it's October 25th. I'm frustrated that we don't even have a friendship anymore, and I don't know why. 10:40 at night, October 25th, Thursday. I'm so upset. I am so depressed. I hate this so much. I called Keith. I didn't think I should have, but I did it anyway. He answered, and I go, "Are you ever going to tell me?" He's like, "What?" I said, "What happened? Why have you been blowing me off? Just tell me." He just said no. I asked why, and he goes, "I have to go bring my dog in." And then there's a space. He just called. He goes, "Do you want to know that bad?" I go, "Yeah, I guess." He goes, "Because I think you're a snob." I asked,
Ooh.
I know. I asked, "Since when?" He just said he thought I started to turn into one. I said, "Since school?" He's like, "Yeah, I guess you just are." He couldn't give me examples or anything. He's lying. I know it. He is. That's definitely not it. I know he didn't think I was a snob the last night I talked to him. I'm positive. I know him too well. He was just lying. I hate this. So what happened? What is going on? Wait, that's so funny to me, because
is there any part of you that thinks you were a snob? Is there any part of you?
I was not a snob. I don't know if there was like a little bit of because I was in high school and I was going, I probably went to these dances and blah, blah. And he used the term, I think, meaning like, you think you're better than me. but I didn't act that way. I think it was more like a circumstantial. He was like,
he was insecure.
it was his insecurity.
Yeah.
And I knew that. I'm like, yeah, tell me what the
Where did
problem
he
is.
go
You're
to
a snob.
school?
I'm like, no, I'm not. James Caldwell or whatever.
Okay.
Middle school.
So
He went to the
now,
Caldwell Middle School.
okay. And you're going to a fancy all girls Catholic
Right.
school.
Yeah.
That
And so
was, that
I
was the
maybe didn't have
biggest
time.
complaint. But that
Yes.
was the big complaint about people who went to our high school
Yeah.
and most all girls high schools, but especially ours.
Right.
People like, oh, they're snobs. I remember it being like, it was the worst thing that you could have. Like, no, your school is like really snobby. And what
Mhm.
the undercurrent of that is moneyed.
Yes.
Better than other people. And, you know, the fact is people went to our high school were moneyed. But being around that and being busy, and you probably would like, we're doing this thing. And he wasn't part of it. And so
Right.
he knew he didn't belong in that circle, but he accused you of being a snob nonetheless.
I know. And the best part is like, I'm like, no, that's not it.
Right.
I couldn't
Right.
put my finger on what was the problem and why would you be calling me a snob when I know I'm not a snob. No one's ever said that and been accurate. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
So then November 4th, 1990, Sunday, I think I'm having my first stress attack. First of all, you know about my history grade.
Stress attack.
I know. Second, my BGE grade. BGE was the science class we took freshman year of high school, and it was botany, geology, and in the environment. It was just kind of
Wow.
like a catch-all for science basics. Isn't too great either. It's a B or a C. I have a major test on it tomorrow and I'm so lost. Plus my clipping notebook, which counts about 1/3 of my grade for this trimester, is due in 3 weeks. We have to get at least 80 articles. It was like you have to clip in articles for only 3 weeks from now. And I have 2. We have to summarize them. And I didn't even read those 2. I just want to,
Jeez.
I know. That's my first stress attack. I just want to crawl under a rock, then come out to Midsummer with Keith. It's not fair. I miss him. I can't even talk to him. And I wish so much that I could. He'd cheer me up. I mean, if he didn't think I was a snob. I called him before and hung up when he answered. I guess I just wanted to hear his voice and remember what it was like to talk to that
Aw.
voice. Have it
Back when you
talk
could
back.
do that.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's back when you could
Back
do
when
that.
you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only way he actually speaks to me now is when he answers the phone and doesn't even know who I am. He doesn't even know it's
Aw.
me. The sad part is that
Jeez.
I'm this upset over an 8th grader. I'm in high school now. He's only at the middle school. What's wrong with me? I have to take a nap. Everything seems awful to me now. Then I'll study. And then I just was like, I finally kind of get over it. I said, I hate this. I'm in tears over everything right now. I just wish it was summer. I was so lucky in the summer. Now we don't even talk and he's going out with some 7th grader.
Oh my God.
Oh,
First of
well,
all,
that was the other thing. You were now in high school. He probably he
Yeah.
felt insecure about that too.
You're a snob.
And you're
We're
going
like,
to these
I don't-
dances,
I don't need an 8th grader.
Yeah.
right?
Then I'm
And,
like, wait,
and
wait
like
a
he
minute.
didn't go to those dances, right?
Right.
'Cause
It
that would
wasn't
be
his
weird.
world. He wasn't part of that
Right.
world.
So you
Part
were
of
going to
that
these dances with like Del Barton boys and like,
Right,
like you just,
right.
they, it'd be funny if
course.
the end of her journal entry was like, I don't need this shit. I have money.
I'm gonna have to take him. I'm taking the boat out.
Yeah, I'm going to go get on my yacht.
Excuse
Screw
me, you
him.
did say I'm gonna take a
Yes.
nap. And you always said I never napped.
I know, you're right. I know.
look at
I
that.
think I just, whenever we were like overwhelmed, mom would be like, sleep.
I do, that's
Go to
exactly how I
sleep.
deal with it now.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm stressed, I'm gonna cry. I'm like, I just need to lie down. That's
Yeah.
the only way. I have to like leave my body for a while. That's the best.
So funny.
Well, I am
Yeah.
sorry that you lost him, but he really, if you can't handle a freshman and you're in 8th grade, you're not going to be able to handle a woman who won't listen to you.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
as
then,
said-
it's this same journal from how many episodes ago when the boys came over? That was the next month. So I was,
okay, you were ready for
You're over it.
upperclassmen.
yep. And in this same journal, then right after that, I asked Justin to the semi-formal and then we were off to the races for the next 3 years. So that
Wow.
was,
You were ready for the next thing.
I was ready
That's
for
how
the
you
next
started
thing.
dating
snob.
him?
You were above
Was-
him, literally.
but we were together in 8th grade a little bit too. It was like all over the place.
Who?
Justin.
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
We were together a little bit in 8th grade, and then he was dating somebody else at the public school, same school that Keith was at. And then, yeah, whatever. That was my transition to high school. Was
I
all
think
that
it's
area.
really sweet. I think the sweetest part about that is picturing you calling someone and then hanging up. I almost can't picture you doing it.
Mm.
Just hanging up.
I'm like, the only way he'll talk to me is by saying hello.
Oh,
He
God.
wasn't really talking to me. I
No.
know. But then we
Answering
checked
the
in with
house
each other. What?
He's just answering the house phone.
Right. I know the residents. We ended up like catching up, casually later on, and then as I said, Joe ended up meeting him when we were like adults. He was in Boston for something, so and
That's
we're
so funny.
we're social media friends, which is why I love social media.
Right.
He was a nice guy, anyway, and I'm still not a
Right.
snob.
So you're not a snob. It's
You're
funny
not a
because there's a lot of
snob.
people who
Was,
will
never will
become
be.
snobby, who become it in order to feel more important, and you never were that. You never ever were.
No,
But
I'm
that
like,
was
that's not it.
that's not it.
That can't
That's
be the
definitely not it.
problem.
Can't be it.
Okay, so do you have an unrelated?
Yes.
We know you've heard Generation Artax, but are you subscribed? Hit the follow button wherever you listen to podcasts. That's one less thing to worry about and one more thing to look forward to. We'd love to keep this show going, and you can help. Please rate and review. Thanks.
La 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 la.
Now it's time for a segment we call Unrelated, where one of us asks the other two a question, which has nothing to do with anything that came before. My question to you is, hey, it's Terri from Generation Artax. And listen, I love a good story. Who doesn't? If you didn't, you wouldn't bother with books, TV, movies, or even podcasts. We love listening to stories, but there's also something really powerful about writing your own. You may see yourself as a reader or a listener, and maybe you wouldn't dare call yourself a writer. But here's the truth. If you can read, you can write. If there's something you would love to write, share, or get out there, there is no better or safer place to do it than this little program I run called the New Rules Studio, or Studio for short. It's a live, virtual, real-time writing space led by certified instructors where you get to explore your own ideas, your own creativity, memories, stories without judgment or criticism. What's a job you could see yourself having if you didn't have the job you have? If you were in a different line of work or were working full time, what do you think you're like, there was a world where I could have gone down that path and I might have?
I have an answer for this. And also I have an answer for Dad. He said
Right.
so many times, he was an anesthesiologist, and he said so many times, in another life, I just want to be a host at a fancy restaurant where I wear a tux. He wanted to greet people, the deep hospitality Filipino in him. He wanted to greet people and bring them to their impressive table and wow people, and then go right and host the next.
Yeah, I don't even see him running the restaurant because I can't see him doing that. But he
literally said he wanted to be the host.
Just the host, just to run it and be like the showman. And instead he was a
I have
doctor.
qualifying
Whereas there's a lot of
questions.
hosts who might say, I could have been an anesthesiologist.
Yeah.
Right. Is this question money and lifestyle is not part of it?
Well, just a draw, however you want to take it.
Draw it, however you like. I could see in a world I might have gone down that path and wouldn't have been good.
I have an answer.
Okay.
Okay, what's your answer?
Years ago, maybe 8 years ago, Kenzie was maybe 9 or 10, and she was taking singing lessons. And the woman who taught the singing lessons had all of her students do a little show at a nursing home. And so Kenzie sang at this nursing home. So we were at the nursing home, and I was walking to the bathroom before it started, and there's all these, older people who live in the nursing home in the audience. And I walked to the bathroom and I saw a couple people kind of shuffling around and everything. And I had a very weird deja vu-ish feeling being so comfortable there. It was a very nice place. It was in Sudbury. And there was something, I don't know how, and I remember telling Joe about it after, and I'm like, oh my God. Like I had kind of, I don't want to say a vision because that sounds too clear, but it was a feeling of me kind of hustling and bustling room to room. And, oh, hi, Mrs. Da-da-da, are you okay? You got this all set? And Mr. Da-da-da, can I get
Working
you?
at the nursing home?
Working, sort of managing like a nursing home and feeling very like a calming force, a calming, reassuring force for the people that lived in the nursing home. And it was so, I'd never been to this place. I went to the bathroom and came back, and it was like, I got like a weird, like I walked through like a weird little wormhole where I was like,
wild.
ooh, I could
Because that is
totally
the
imagine.
last thing I could ever imagine myself doing.
Well, no, but I never wanted that was going to come out of your mouth either.
I never wanted to be a nurse, and I never wanted, and it wasn't being a nurse. I don't know how to explain it. I almost like
client
hosting the people
services.
there. Client services of some kind. That's what it felt like, but at a nursing home.
That's very specifically at a nursing home. At
At
that
that
nursing home.
nursing home.
In another
yeah.
life, you did it.
But like Terry, you've also had, even when you were in your 20s and 30s, you traveled a lot with Bob, our uncle, and we're always kind of being very comfortable having relationships with elderly people, and then always loving Golden Girls. And I feel like maybe because everyone was like dead by the time I got older and I was the youngest, that I've had so little exposure with older people
Interesting.
that I'm not uncomfortable, but I don't find myself as comfortable. It's not natural because I've had such little exposure and so few relationships with elderly people. So that's,
I didn't have a
really
lot of
funny.
relationships with elderly people.
No, it's something you would
Oh
like.
no,
but you were, like,
Gloria, I was close to. But the people on those
but
trips
you
were,
loved
like,
being on those
mentally ill.
trips, and they all loved you, and you were very hammy with them, and had such
They were
great.
a lot older. Yeah.
They were a lot older, and you were. I wouldn't be comfortable traveling in that group.
I was like in my 20s, and probably there were some priests in their 40s, but then there's like older nuns in their 60s, 70s. Yeah.
And even like 40s back then was older 40s.
Right. Totally.
So like
so people work in a nursing home. Very possible. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So random. I know.
That is so random.
I wouldn't have come up with it if it didn't jar me.
Right.
Walking
It's not like
through there.
you know what I'd be good at.
Nope. It was so weird. It was like I'd done it before. It was really weird.
I feel like Lori,
go
do
ahead.
you know it?
I do. Something came to me that made a lot of sense.
I just feel like
I want to hear what yours would be for me.
I felt like I just could see you being as a scientist or someone working on a thing on your own, where you were really caught up in the details and didn't have to deal with people.
Oh my God,
Like,
Lori
own,
would
like,
be
with
one of the
you
people.
Alone in a lab? Did you see like Bunsen beakers and like bubbling?
Yeah, like you're filling out little graph charts and stuff, like not having to deal with people at all.
No, Lori, you would have been you'd be a scientist who would get right now for like mastering anti-gravity.
Oh my God.
And discovering free energy, and you'd be on the list.
I told you I'm not not smart enough in this lifetime.
Right.
I was smarter in other lifetimes. And now I can feel it where I'm like, I almost understand. I almost understand it, but I don't totally understand it. It's so upsetting. I think I chose to be dumber in this life because you're like a little bit happier. If you're too smart, like you just can't connect with people or get along. So I was like, I got to be a little dumber in this life if I want to be happy. But I was definitely smarter and less happy in another life.
Okay.
For sure. But I would say, what you thinking of, Terry?
I'm thinking.
She's like,
would I be?
Her eyes are shifting back and forth.
Like, would I be happier if I were dumber?
Yeah. Yes. I think the ignorance is bliss.
Everyone who's the more ignorant and less intelligent you are, the happier you are, I think.
What a horrible irony of this life.
I
Go on.
know.
It's true. And like if you're too smart, like a real genius, then you're just like surrounded by stupid people all the time. So job wise, I definitely think more in the interior design, decorating, and working with my hands more.
Yes.
I've always wanted to work with my hands more. I remember I wanted to do that summer job of painting houses. You remember that was like I can't remember what that was called.
They would have
humanity.
No. They were college painters.
A college pro.
College pro.
Why
weren't you allowed to do it?
I think
why didn't you do that?
I can't remember what happened. I looked into it. I think I either missed the application time and they were filled up one year, and then I just never went back to it.
You totally should have done that job.
I know.
Oh my God. And then you would have been Karate Kid. You would have been like wax on, wax off. All of a sudden you would have had that moment.
I would have. But like I worked with my hands all day on Friday, and it's just very satisfying. I love making things beautiful. I like making spaces feel like they're telling me what they want to look like and what they used to look like, or like I can feel it.
Yeah,
like
you have a big connection to spatial energy.
You do.
I do. And I think I've never thought about seriously doing it. Well, one, just because, I don't know money-wise how that would possibly work out. But let's say money was not an option.
Yeah.
I think my biggest beef was always like, well,
Object.
I don't – what?
Money is not an object. Money's not an option.
Money is not an object or an obstacle. Yes.
Yeah. Was that I don't they would have to do it would have to be whatever I wanted.
Right.
If someone else was like, my style is
Yeah,
this, I'd be
right.
like, I can't help you. It has
No,
to be what
you'd
I want it
be
to look like.
trading places or trading spaces with Paige Davis or whatever. You would do it the way you want to do it.
Yeah. Or like Chip and Joanna. Joanna comes in there and she'll be like, I'll take a little bit of your feedback, but I'm going to Joanna the shit out of this place.
Well,
Like,
right.
it's going to be my style.
But I think
Right.
you've always said that. You said, well, I couldn't do it because I would just do it how I like it. But that assumes that you have one aesthetic only. When you did say, the great pleasure is tuning into the space and figure out what the space wants to be. That's
true.
channeling work. And
Mhm.
then having it be, and now if someone else has bad taste and they want it to look, no, I want overhead lighting. Well, then that's on them. But when you talk about creating cozy, livable spaces that have a positive vibe, that's not just a Lori aesthetic preference.
That's true.
You channeling space. So you could do it. And I think it's not that you have to do this or you want to do it, but saying, well, I would just do it how I do it. So it wouldn't be marketable. Not true. That's
True.
what
He's right.
stylists do. They sense what you want to, what does the hair want to do, you know?
Mhm.
So I
That's
actually
true.
think that you're really good at it no matter what, because any space you create, people will feel good in it, even if they wouldn't have chosen it because they wouldn't know that was possible. It's a lack
Right.
of vision and taste on their part.
Like
Yeah,
I helped.
unfortunately, you do it. It's just you do it to
You
all
do it-
your houses.
there you
It's
go.
not. Yeah, you
You're
practice
a
it.
homeowner. You can do it, you know?
Right. But yeah.
All right.
And
Terri,
but
what's your
sometimes
job?
it like, takes me time. Like I'll go into a space and I'll be like,
You're
I
an
need time
artist.
with it. I need to think about
It's
it.
art.
Yeah.
It's
You're a
art.
sculptor. Sculptors don't just go right at it. They look at it. They probably think, what's coming out? Like Michelangelo said, how do you make the sculpture? He said, I chip away at whatever isn't the figure.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like he saw the figure in it and just removed everything else. That's kind of what you
Mm.
do. I don't actually know. I guess I have no good answer for this, except that I might have
It's your
been a
question.
teacher. I don't know, but I have a list of questions I wanted to ask.
But you have done that.
Yeah.
You taught a
I have
class at
worked as a
BU.
teacher. I
Yeah.
did, but I wasn't like a full time in a school institution. I just think that would
But you can
have been-
extrapolate that easily in your mind.
You
I
think
mean,
of
something
anything you've
unrelated.
never done?
Yeah, I mean, something like, let's not say it's teaching, speaking, and writing, because that's obviously any
Right.
format you could put that in, I could do it, you know.
What about like
but
when you were little? Like anything where you were like, I can imagine doing this, and then you just kind of
well,
didn't
like I
go
told
that
you, I
way.
used to keep a notebook and draw clothing, and I was like, I'm a children's designer.
Oh,
Remember?
right, you're
Right.
jewelry designing.
Children.
I know. I changed it to jewelry because you have recently
very
gotten
into that.
very tuned into that, and it's a
I-
very specific thing that I have no skill in.
I know it's so weird that I got into it sort of later in life, you know, that I got
Right.
like in very fascinated with it. But
But what?
I don't remember what I was saying.
Oh my God!
See? Here's
Full
the problem.
circle.
Full circle. I never wanted to make clothes. I never wanted to sew. So that is not a real thing. But I told you I used to draw pictures of people and I made
Yeah.
up yearbooks. I would just, because I wanted to make up the names.
Ah,
I love
Right.
that.
But
But no, I
that's-
don't have
that's
another
the
thing.
writing.
that's
you
not
do
the
that.
same. That's writing. I
Yeah,
think it's
I don't have another
we'll
thing.
go with the jewelry design because that's the only thing that is total deviation from everything that you do that you find yourself really enjoying. I think it's
But I did sell it, remember? For years.
no, you sold someone else's jewelry.
I
Designing
know, but
jewelry is completely
I could
different.
have sold anything. I could have done the cookware or sex
Right,
toys.
true.
I chose jewelry. Like, so yeah, maybe that.
But not everyone who likes to wear a lot of jewelry then loves to come up with designs or work with designers to come up with different ideas of how you've taken the
Oh.
same piece and like put it in a million different settings and kept redesigning it. Like that's
Oh yeah, I like
That's a
working
fun
with
thing.
a jeweler on your own thing. That is
Yeah.
fun. And I also like buying chains online and buying different connectors and making different things. And I'll wear something for a while and I'll go, no, I want to change it up. And I take all of it out and I dump it out. And I go, what if I did this thing connected to this one? Like, I think that's fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
like
that's
a
a
little.
whole
They have.
different-
I should get you one of those little bead kits that they give to like
Yeah,
12-year-olds, the jewelry making kits.
The problem is I
Yeah.
don't like beaded. I don't like beads.
No,
Just
I don't.
gold. Gold,
Oh.
seal.
Just give her a tackle box of gold.
Yeah. yeah. Give me that. I'm always
And
looking on
gems.
Etsy, like who has a carabiner chain that's 8mm. That's like I've learned some of the
Oh.
language, like a 5mm versus an 8mm jump ring. Like I've learned these different things. a gate clasp. Like, I don't know. I think it's really fun. And when I look on Instagram, it feeds me all those things. But it is very popular. I see a lot of people with this kinds of things I like to do. And I always see other people and comment on their stuff, always. So maybe I would have done that.
Interesting.
Can we talk about one other thing about girls complimenting each other? Like, girls compliment each other. I was going to the train with Allie and we were going down the stairs in Penn Station, just tons of people, whatever. And someone's going down, a girl's walking up, and I hear someone go, "Oh my God, you're so pretty. Oh, thank you." It was just like one of those things that someone just commented on another girl.
Great
like
girlhood.
Such great girl energy.
Shit.
And I said, and I was laughing. I said to Allie, "Go, girls do this. They compliment each other." I was like, we remember things. We remember when someone liked that jacket. I was like, I remember after people comment. Like, and women do this. Men don't say this to each other, but women will often do it. And so not 15 minutes later, we're sitting in the Amtrak lounge. I was like, I'm going to go get a coffee. And I got up and went over to get a coffee. I'm standing there. And I said, "Oh, excuse me. I'm reaching for the sugar." And this younger woman in her 20s, but I think pretty gay, looked straight, but when she opened her mouth, sounded pretty gay. And she was like, she looked at me and I was like, and she goes, "It's a great outfit. It's a good outfit." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "It's a great outfit." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Thanks." And I was like beaming that like a young person was like, "You look bad." Like, for someone to tell you that. And I came back and go, a girl just complimented me. Like, that's exactly what happens.
Kenzie is a relentless complimenter in public. And I send her all those TikToks. I'm like, you don't know how you're going to impact somebody. Yeah.
But is she doing it to be nice because she wants to bring sunlight to people's lives? Or does she actually like the thing?
She doesn't say something unless she likes the thing.
I think she thinks that she likes the thing, and then the nice part is saying it out loud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, because when you see like, a little old lady with a funny hat and she's really proud of her hat, I don't want that hat, but I might go, "Wow, that hat is amazing on you," because you're trying to let someone know you notice the effort they put in.
Oh, those are some of the best TikToks when people drive by Joy or whatever it is, and they roll down the window and they say stuff to people. Oh my God, people just light up. It's so nice.
They light up, but they're just walking down the street and they're like, "Excuse me, you're beautiful." And then they're like
someone saw
and
you.
then they smile and they are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's beautiful.
What's that guy? This wasn't a drive-by thing. It's another TikTok. It's not just the guy who compliments people, but it's called it's like polite cap calls or something like that.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Like, "Excuse me, ma'am. You look like someone who files their taxes on time."
Yes.
I do.
Yes. It's the best. Whoever came up with that, genius. Yeah. There's other ones will be like, "Excuse me, you look like you separate your lights from your darks when you do laundry." Like, yeah, totally. Like, they just want credit, getting credit for things. It's so funny.
It's so funny.
Well, Laura, you said that one time you saw a woman on the train. She was like the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. Yeah. And she turned around and was like, "You look amazing." And you're like, beauty acknowledges beauty.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look at Kim. Every time Kim goes to Starbucks, her girls are like, "Kim, you're so beautiful."
Oh my God. Joe went for me the other day on Saturday and they were like, "Are you Pretty Kim's husband?" And he's like, "Yes, I am." No, he is. He called me as he was driving away. He's like, "It's getting out of control." I'm like, "Is it though? Is it?"
So that's our PSA. Anyone listening, if you see someone, just go. If you see something you admire, tell them. I'm gonna make a point. I'm gonna make an extra point to do that too. I always do it anyway, just because I think it's fun. But when I see things I like, I'll actually be like, "Excuse me, where'd you get that? Can I take a picture? Can I take a picture of the label?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm shopping people.
Yeah. Right.
Always.
Well, there's that too. Yeah.
There's that too. All right. Well.
All right.
Okay, well, it's good.
That's enough.
That's enough. This episode of Generation Artax was produced by us, edited by us, and hosted by us. Our theme music is by Danielle Musto. Art and design by Ryan Andrews of ryanmade.com. Please follow, rate, and review to help save more Gen Xers from the swamps of sadness. Follow us on Instagram at Generation Artax, that's ARTAX, and visit us at generationartax.com.